Hello, good evening. Rajiv Chopra here from Rajiv Chopra Photography. And in this short video, I am going to take you through the use of presets and profiles in Adobe Lightroom Cloud, as well as black and white editing for converting your image into a black and white photo. So stay with me and, well, let's say enjoy. And I hope you like the video. And for a change, I am not in my night suit. I am wearing a t-shirt. I've been out all day. It's 5:20 in the evening, and I will try to make this a reasonably quick edit because I need to go to the gym, and before I go to the gym, I need some chai. So the objective of this short video is to introduce you to two things. One is presets and profiles, and the second is to take you through or to show you how you can edit an image by converting it to black and white in Lightroom. And it'll work pretty much the same way in Lightroom Classic. In the next video, I will actually not be making any edits. I will take you through a few critical terms that I've been using, like vibrance and saturation and texture and clarity and haze and whatnot, which I think most of you have forgotten. So here we are. I can edit auto if I want to. If you look up closely up here, you will see that this is a DNG file, which is a digital negative. So I had done some processing before and I'd converted this file into a digital negative. I remember photographing this one in Bombay many years ago. It was something I was trying to get this nice, beautiful little structure, the symmetrical structure. And well, I might actually edit this image in detail another time in the editing tools. With the editing tools that we had at the time, I wasn't fully able to remove all this ugly stuff, but maybe now I can. Who knows? So how do you actually access the... So let me convert this or do an auto edit by just pressing the auto button here. Boom. And Lightroom has done something. Let me just use an adaptive color process. And it takes a bit of time, and my computer is making that nice little circle thingy. So be patient. Okay, done. All right. So this little icon at the top, and you will press the shortcut key Shift P. Remember that, and Shift P should work both on Mac as well as Windows. So I'm going to click this, and what opens up here is this entire list of presets. So there's a premium set, is recommended, but the recommended ones will only work if you're working on the cloud. So what I will do, actually, sorry, I'm going to make two more videos. I will make one with this. So let's actually copy this to the cloud. Nope. Let's copy one photo to the cloud. Okay, so now it's copied to the cloud. I move to the cloud. It's going to take some time for me to actually find it. It takes time for... Okay, doesn't matter. I will do that another time. Okay, but I got some pictures on the cloud anyway. So here we are. And because I'm on the cloud, it's going to analyze the photograph and then recommend a bunch of presets. And these are all presets from the Lightroom community. So this is one. And what does it do? The preset, if you now look very carefully, I'm at this preset. I can actually click this and ask for more. But the moment I click a preset, I want you to see how the sliders change. Now, it doesn't mean that if you click a preset, you're stuck with it. You can make changes subsequently. So let's now go for this one and look for more like this. It takes some time to propagate a few more. Okay, so let's stay with this and assume that we like it. So this photograph I can say is done. I've edited the image. Now that I have done the edit on the cloud, if you have Lightroom on your mobile phone, this photograph will propagate and it will also appear on your phone. So that's how it tends to work. That's the cloud. Now let's go back to the local. So these are premium presets. I don't know how many Lightroom gives because I've quite forgotten. These are some that I had got, and let's assume. And you can create presets, by the way. Maybe another time I'm going to show you how to create a preset from an image. So this is the gold black set. Oof, it's crazy. The rose gold set, and as you can see, everything changes. I want you to keep your eyes on the changes in this section here. All right. Black and white. This is quite bizarre. Okay, a natural vibe. Let's go to the natural vibe. I don't like it. Luxury black. There you go. Something really nice and jazzy. So I've clicked this. And as you can see, I have these settings and this curve. The color has been changed. The effects, which is the texture, clarity, dehaze, vignette has been changed. Everything has changed. So if I want now, I can actually increase the exposure. I can reduce the exposure. I can do what I want. All right. But this is how a preset works. It's a one-click edit for your image. And once it's done, it is done. Presets which you create from an image are normally stored in your library as a DNG file, just for your information. So now this is an image. Now, this image, I photographed this in Missouri with a cool pics, and I'm going to first crop the image. Since I want to change I'm going to make it a square crop. I think a square crop will be perfect for this. Oopsie, maybe not. Maybe a 2:3 ratio will be just about right. Maybe not. A 5:7. I think no. I think a 1:2. Definitely not. So you have to choose your aspect ratio when you're cropping, depending on the image. Let's go with for the sake of it, let's just go with a square crop. And actually the square is not too bad. Here we are. Again, Shift P, done. Let's go to this luxury black. It's pretty ugly, but c'est la vie. Or should we go and do something else? Let's look at something which is what they call a jungle style. So when you're choosing or deciding on a preset, you need to be very careful. You just don't go and click and, apply a preset because you think it looks good. You need to make sure that it suits the image that you want. A preset is like a recipe. It's almost like a masala that you add to your cooking. And all right, let's do the orange teal. Done, and this image is done. So far, so good. So you've made 2 quick edits. I don't like it, but it doesn't matter. Now, This image is an image that I photographed in Nainital many years ago, and I was using my Nikon D200 handheld. I photographed this at the Shivani Hotel, which my classmate owns. So black and white. You can either click this button here and you get a black and white. Okay, that's one very simple way to do it. The other, you go here, go to Adobe Monochrome, and you've got a black and white. Third option is you go for an adaptive monochrome, and you've got a black and white. So let's stay with the Adobe Color, and you can now also, no, you can't do it here anymore. There was a time when you could actually convert to black and white here, but that doesn't seem to work. So it's going to be in this particular case. So I made the black and white, and as soon as I make a black and white conversion, this black and white mixer pops up. So let's go back to the color for the moment. So analyze the image. What do you have? You have primarily reds and greens. So again, adaptive monochrome, the black and white mixer turns up. Do you want the red, which is here, to be bright? So let's assume I do. And it's not bad because it actually gives, creates a fair amount of contrast. And I can darken the background. And by darkening the background, I have now actually separated the actual flower from the background, which is what I want. Because, and if you look at the stamen or whatever it's called, as I move the yellow slider up or down, left or right, sorry, it becomes darker or lighter. So, boom, there you go. So let's make it go like that. Okay. So that's one way to kind of do it. Of course, you can click the auto button if you want to, and it will do everything for you. Let's now zero out these sliders by double clicking. On the other hand, I can brighten the greens, brighten the yellows, darken the reds, darken the orange, and I brighten the greens. But when I do that, I find there's not so much separation between the two. All right. Then, of course, I can go to the mask, click the background. Once it selects the background, I can now increase the exposure of the background. It's pretty ugly, but I can do that. And you have a completely different image. There, I have increased this. I have reduced the contrast. Let's see what I can do. Do I want to? I will increase I will reduce the shadows at the back. Oh, I can actually do it something like this. I can make it almost completely. I can give it a white background, which looks pretty sick actually. So when you're doing something like a black and white conversion, you should be able to separate the background from the foreground and make sure that the image looks reasonable. So let's go back to this. And once again, I'm going to go to the black and white mixer, and I will darken the greens. Maybe I will darken this slightly. The blues, there's a slight impact on the blues. Nothing with the purple. Just a marginal effect because of the magenta. But by and large, you're pretty much done. So here now, there's nothing which I can do. Oh yeah, I can tone the image if I want to. Yeah, I'm going to give it a color tone. I'm not a great fan of this particular tool because it can make your image go completely wild. And by giving it a color tone, I have now changed the image and made it, done something else completely. Here we are. So 3 different looks for you to experiment with in the world of black and white. I hope you've enjoyed this short video. I will delete the section where my maid was calling me for chai, and go ahead, experiment, have fun with the experiments and enjoy. So see you in the next class. I will not take you through a detailed color grading session, because that's something which is very complicated. It's a very advanced form of part of editing. As you can see, I have got about 3 looks just from this one image using only Lightroom. No presets, no nothing. I can make it colder by changing this particular slider up on top, the temperature. Or I can make it warmer. I can change the tint if I want to. And there you go. I've done something else again. So I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you like it, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe, and wait for the next video in which I will explain some of the most crucial terms like vibrance and color and all the rest of it. Well, vibrance, saturation, texture, clarity, and a few more. See you next time, and ciao.